Welcome everyone to my subscriber stream here on Twitch and on lichess. International Master Willam Paschall, also known as Sludgy on Twitch, and our name on lichess Sparkle Horse. If you want to follow me there, you can also check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube, where I upload all the videos from here and other good stuff. What is up, Divlyavatra? I saw you challenging me here on lichess, the first one. We had Soltigo, who's not a subscriber but a regular, challenging me about half an hour ago. I usually start the stream at 6 o'clock, but today I had something come up. But I just realized we are going to have to pause for a second while I get my adapter. So what's up, everybody? We're going to get started today a little bit momentarily. I forgot my power adapter for the computer, so it would be good that we don't run out of battery power. I thought something was a little strange. All right. I'm a consummate professional. Had to run downstairs, and we were back. Now we got a new challenge. Guys, this is a subscriber stream. There's too many S's, and this is a subscriber stream. So I'm going to be playing subscribers first. So we've got only one subscriber in the house, Divlyavatra, so far. I did email all the subscribers, but kind of late notice yesterday, so some of them might not have been able to cancel their... I've been playing a lot of G6 against Divlyavatra. Maybe I should play something else. I guess a lot of people were unable to cancel their plans just for my subscriber stream, but I'm usually doing it on Thursdays lately. Looks like you're dying today. I'm dying. I'm looking like I'm dying? That's good. I don't feel that bad. I just had to run downstairs real quick to get my power adapter. I do have very bad seasonal allergies. That's probably what you've noticed. So, we've got to play very aggressively here against F3. Divlyavatra, I don't remember if we had this discussion before. I don't think you played. It isn't that hot, but I don't know. I was running up and down the steps I ran up and down the steps like 3 times in the last 10 minutes. You know, first I set up my stuff for the stream, then I had to go to the bathroom. Then I went back downstairs. Then I had to come up and to get the power adapter and went back downstairs. So it's basically 3 times I came up the stairs in the last 5 minutes. Good aerobic exercise. But if I sound bad, it's because I have extremely bad allergies. 3 steps. No, it's more like 10 steps. It's not a sunken living room. Anand and Karyakin are out. I know Karyakin's out. You know, Dubov that was a weird game. I mean, I looked at that game. You know what? There's always conspiracy theorists who said that Karyakin lost on purpose because he's a Russian, you know, and the Russians are conspiring. I mean, that's absurd. Karyakin is defending champion. He would love to win this tournament. I thought he played a little too riskily. In this game, Karyakin is black. He should just wear Dubov down. Draw him to death like he was trying, you know, against Magnus Carlsen. And why is Karyakin getting involved in, this ultra-sharp, you know, dynamic position? I mean, against the dangerous Dubov, he should play as technically as possible. Even playing the Sicilian in the first place, is that really the best idea? A weird sort of, you know, practical decision by Karyakin, I think. Now, why am I hesitating here, you might ask? I haven't been thinking about this position for a while. Maybe that's the problem. Right, so b5. And it's very hard for black to play against the f3 Nimzo. But this system, ironically, or not so ironically, I'm trying to think who plays this. Navarra plays this for black. So Karyakin, I don't know. I don't understand like the style of play he was like, what he was doing there with black. Basically, you know, against a very, very dangerous player. Probably one of the most talented players in the field. One of the top 5 most talented players in the field. He's playing real sharply. Like, I don't understand. Okay, Vatra took on e6. This is definitely not very common. You can play it like a Blumenfeld. So, if you guys have a cure for seasonal allergies, let me know, because I'm just dying from that. It's basically a Blumenfeld. You know, in the Blumenfeld as well, it's possible to play more than one way against this sort of capture-capture variation. I want to try something new. Thanks for allowing me that. Well, I guess you wanted to play against an Nimzo since a while, and okay. I don't remember if we had this before. The Vatra, I forgot. With all the excitement of my life and the World Cup and whatnot. Anand is out. I didn't see the Anand games yet. My friend Victor Erdos had 2 completely uninspiring draws against Peter Svidler. It was like they just didn't want to play. But those guys are both quite solid players. We had this before. Okay. We never had this before. Oh, okay. You're calling it the Kmak variation. F3 should be associated with Georgiou. Okay, so E4. We can sacrifice a piece here. It looks awfully interesting. Craziness. Knight takes e4, pawn takes e4, queen h4, check. It's not entirely convincing. I mean, d5 looks pretty straightforward. I'm going to just play d5. I mean, let's not get carried away and sacrifice pieces unnecessarily. The great Gingy. Gingy, my former trainer, man. Roman. He was a friend to me, but he kind of, I felt betrayed by something he did, was encouraging someone else to cheat in a situation where, you know, it kind of affected me. I don't think he was aware, though. So, I don't know. We have a weird relationship with Roman. Now he, like, hates me. I think I unfairly judged him. So, that's it, though. Life is short, and we're not on good terms. But he's a difficult person to get along with. You know, if it hadn't been that, it probably would have been something else. Yeah, I mean, no, Gingy is the only person who ever was really like a coach for me at any point. I mean, I've had isolated lessons with a few people like Dvoretsky, but the only person who I worked with on a regular basis for more than like a few months was Gingy. That's why I play the Accelerated Dragon. Okay, bishop e2. This appears to be losing a piece for white, no? Alright, correct me if I'm wrong. Vatra is not warmed up yet. Well, I mean, bishop a5, b4, of course. Doesn't lose a piece immediately. I guess it doesn't lose a piece, period. But it sure as heck might lose a lot of pawns. I could also take on c3. This is kind of difficult to decide what the best continuation is for black. This super weird situation. And white looks pretty lost here, but It's not obvious. If I take on b4, he moves the knight somewhere, I guess. I don't know, I guess I'm just choosing at random almost. The other possibility was taking on c3 when he can't take on d8. Now, honestly, I want to maintain my center, you know. The Roman what was it? The Roman what's he called his videos? Roman's Lab. I like bishop b6. I don't care about material so much. I want to maintain the center if I can. How? It's an old story, but it's ancient history. One of Roman's other students had a chance to sell a game, and he actually like called Roman on the phone. I have this from a reliable third source. He called Roman on the phone and asked him like if he should make this deal or not, and Roman, you know, he didn't encourage him not to. And because said person like sold their game, it cost me a prize in a tournament, and I was pretty upset about it. The game was obviously being thrown. It was extremely obvious, like to everyone, even one of the arbiters watching it happen. But still, like if you can't really prove it, it's very difficult to do anything about. All right, so knight d7. Knight d7. Knight takes d4. Knight e5. Knight e6. Holy crap. This has to be winning. I probably had better. My tactical vision is not very good as it is. And, but we're just playing according to developing all of our pieces here. Don't do it. Don't do it when the viewer tournament on Tuesday. You know, so someone calls you on the phone and asks you if you should make a deal, and when you like, you know, you don't say like, don't do it. You're like, how much? You know, that's kind of encouraging someone to cheat. So, said person who sold the game cost me, you know, probably $500 at the time, and it was pretty upsetting. And I kind of blame Gingy because, you know, even if he didn't encourage him to do it, he didn't discourage him from doing it. So. I was pretty pissed about it, and then we haven't really talked since then. Maybe once I ever talked to him since then. So yeah, in the viewer tournament, Protagon, this guy who's a friend of Divyavatra apparently is really dominant. You know, he won every game, but he didn't face Divyavatra, me, and Sexist. What's his name? Sexpert, this mystery guy who's supposed to be an IM and claims he knows me, but he won't reveal his identity. It's pretty weird. If he was like a friend of mine, I don't think he would not reveal his identity. So, Sexpert entered too late to win the tournament. Don't do it. Just dominated without playing like the other top-rated players. Welcome to the subscriber stream, guys. Protagon is a subscriber. He does not really play very much. Listen, if you want to play, that's fine. You can challenge me to a game. But in the subscriber stream, typically what I'm going to do is game analysis as well as playing. So for those of you that don't like to play Blitz or prefer, if you prefer to analyze some games, I'd like to do that. Divyavatra saying, Roman looks like a strange old man. How you adapt with his character as a trainer? Well, basically, you know, you have to be very careful with him because it's very easy to get on his bad side. So I'd always kind of treaded carefully with Roman. But he never did anything that directly hurt me, you know, until this. He was always very helpful to me, you know. So bishop f4, and we're so ahead in development here. I kind of like bishop e7. I also like queen e7. We've got to make a choice. This pawn is hanging. Threatening knight e5, maybe bishop b7. We've got complete development of the forces. I won a very similar game against Hungarian FIDE master Csiszmadia. This is the risk that white runs in these f3 lines. You're not getting your pieces developed and your king is still in the center. This is exactly how Csiszmadia, who's rated like 20, 23, 60, lost to me. Similar story. Extremely similar in the same line. He just didn't get his pieces out and got roasted. I don't understand how someone casually cheats over the board 20 years ago. Dude, we're not talking about that, Soltigo. Are you listening? We're talking about a situation where Roman was home in his house, and one of his other players that he was teaching played a game where he threw the game. Okay, he sold his game to another player. Roman at home in his house answers the telephone. He's like, hello? And the guy's like, look, Roman, I need your advice. Should I sell this game? How much money should I get for selling my game? We're not talking about like cheating during a game or something like that. We're talking about selling your game for cash in a situation where another player or a party, you know, related to that player wants to buy a game so they can win a tournament or something, and that's what happened. Roman never cheated. You know, it's not anything like that. All right. This just feels right. I'm playing basically on intuition here. I'm probably going to miss some moves. He was always about the money. He would gamble all his winnings at Washington Square Park. Of course, he's just notorious for gambling. He played poker and backgammon constantly. He's probably fairly strong in backgammon. I never, you know, was good enough to play with him. But in poker, he's not really that great a poker player. And you know, he probably lost a lot of his chess money, you know, gambling and poker. All right. Now he wants to play knight f3, obviously. I mean, we could even play queen e3 with strong play. But I don't really feel like trading queens is the right approach necessarily here. I kind of hate retreating. He can't castle kingside, and castling queenside is obviously like mental. This position is really difficult for white, but I'm running out of time. All right, running out of time. Got total coordination. We've got a good square at e3. Fork if he tries to castle or something crazy. We're threatening rook takes f4. But anyway, you know, a lot of people don't realize that I was actually, you know, working with Roman quite a bit, and I never had another coach. I was always kind of self-taught. Kuzabov versus Mamadjarov is still going. Oh my god, move 124. That's awesome. D3 is even interesting. Wow. This position looks like devastating. But not so easy, maybe. I was thinking about sacking another pawn with like d3. Just as line clearance. I mean, something good has to happen here. I could have taken on b4. Basically, this is a lot of compensation for a sacrificed pawn. I had a bad hallucination there. Damn. How is he even alive here? I should have played bishop f3 there first. Amazing survival skills demonstrated here. You're not trading off my last pawns. Not letting you. I'm sorry. I need both. Phew, brutal game, man. I mean, you really defended almost an impossible situation for a long time, and I was even maybe worse at some point. That was an epic game. Of course, I'm happy I won, but objectively... World Loser, what's up? Our administrator. Oh my god. What a game. That's why I played this variation. It's a lot of fun. Very dynamic for black. Let's see the theory. I don't think that anybody else plays the way you did. I really think that giving up the center is not a popular approach here. So, yeah, this has only been played, but by good players. Agestein and Brink Clausen. So, theoretical mistake, but Agestein game against Lars Boe. We call this the Hansen variation. Lars Boe and Kurt Hansen both playing it ironically. Alright, c takes b5, d5 has been played before. I castled. Which is better according to the engine? These are just master games. I guess it's a coin flip between d5 and castles. Now the engine thinks d5 is clearly better, so I guess between the engine, Lars Boe Hansen, and Kurt Hansen, we have to agree that d5 is more aggressive than castles in this position. Alright, so be it. He plays e4 now, and d5. Kuliasevich lost against this guy Bieleberg. Bieleberg, who was in Australia, I thought. How did Kuliasevich, the Slovenian streaming guys, how did Kuliasevich lose this position with black? Oh my god. That's a disaster. E takes D, E takes D. And now what? Bishop E2. This is definitely not good for white. But you know, at one point, if you look at the graph here, you actually equalized the Liavatra on move 41. You had a draw here? Oh my gosh. So you took on A7. That's not the game, right? You didn't take. You could have taken on A7. This is a draw. Whoa. Yeah, because the other pawn's running now. So I blundered there for a moment. Anyway, epic game, man. What's your guys' favorite Sicilian variation? Yeah, not a good opening. You've got to be very careful. If I want to correct your mistake here, you know, the main line is E4, and I'm not playing B takes E4, I'm playing castles. So in this position, E5 is the main line, and Bishop G5 was the move that was played against me by Chismadia. So E5 or Bishop G5, that seems like the best way for white to go, but it's still very easy for white to get in trouble. So this line in particular, Navarro has played for black, E5, 98. I like this for black. I think that white is kind of overextended here. But you'll see Karyakin has played it, Kramnik, Bakro. It's very hyper modern for black, but really I think the best way to play against the F3 Nimzo. What's up, guys? The dragon. I like to play the accelerated dragon. Of course, I don't really like playing the Marazzi. We've got other subscribers in the stream. If you guys want to analyze a game, please send me a game link in the lichess message system. Please check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Also subscribe to our Twitch stream, which you are witnessing now. Nefedov is a subscriber. What other subscribers? We have Protagon here. I kind of sent a message at the last minute about today's subscriber stream, but we're always going to be streaming on Thursday nights, whether it's a subscriber stream or some other kind of just regular blitz and classical stream. This is a time slot I have reserved. So, what's going on at the World Cup? Mamedyarov is brutal, man. I mean, it would take like a grizzly bear to take him out. I mean, I don't know. You know, he seems like he's been playing so well lately. I think he's a player who's hard to stop. You know, it's surprising as it is to see like Karyakin lose. You know, he got a really tough opponent. I mean, Dubov is a hugely talented player. You're going to be seeing his name a lot in the next couple of years. Although he's only like 2660 now, it won't be for long. Nefedov, now we're back into symmetrical English. We're talking about the World Cup at the in Tbilisi, Georgia, which is going on now. Dreyev just absolutely played horribly. He was obviously upset about losing with white. He lost terribly with black today too. He put up no resistance against Carlsen. He got kind of confused or something yesterday with white against Carlsen. He played normal looking moves, and then Carlsen showed, you know, really how prepared he is. And Dreyev really, you know, probably had ways he could have played better and salvaged a draw. But Carlsen is brutal. You know, he's just got a lot of preparation, and he's well prepared, and his technique is awesome. So Dreyev no match for Carlsen. Carlsen goes through to round 3. We've got, I haven't been able to watch all the results. I mean, there's a lot of games. Adams is also out. Wow, who did he lose to? Nefedov plays the old Gambit variation, which I honestly don't feel in the mood to play this, to give black the initiative with knight takes c6. I'm supposed to take the pawn, though. Alright, let's try to remember how this goes. I had a strange idea a few months ago where I did something like knight b5 too early. I don't know if I think it was this position. The idea of knight b5 being maybe to recirculate this knight around back to d4 while attacking the a7 pawn. But I don't think I'm supposed to do that, you know, right away in this sort of position. Can I play b3? That would be the most obvious move. b3. The problem with b3 might be queen c7, and I really should have this memorized, to be perfectly frank. The threat is queen c7, which is particularly dangerous after b3, because if I move my bishop away, he has what? Then he has something like d5. I really should just memorize this. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. It's very bad. Queen a4 sort of sticks out of my mind as a possibility. But that move feels very artificial to me. It's a very awkward position for the queen to go and not very natural. What else can we do? I don't want to make the wrong move here. Well, okay, so Adams lost to Rothstein. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's the nature of this tournament. I mean, it's gonna be like, there's gonna be like tons of upsets. It's meant to be like that, you know. It's not a tournament where you're supposed to win, like, you know, everybody's supposed to win who's higher rated. I mean, it's a knockout. It's a kind of random format. I mean, luck is involved, so a kind of luck is involved. It's not surprising that there's going to be a lot of upsets. It's very hard to win a knockout tournament, you know. All right, b3. b3, knight e4, bishop takes e4. That's okay. b3, d5. Even b3, d5 is sort of disturbing. Queen d3. How about this move? Just defending my pawn on c4, defending my knight on c3. I fit up with a huge time advantage now. You have a link to the tournament? Yeah, I think that link to Chess 1024 is probably a good bet. I mean, you could find the official site, but FIDE is so slow. I would imagine other sites have a faster relay. I checked on ChessBomb, but ChessBomb often has a lot of mistakes. It's an exciting format, but it's not meant, you know, it's meant to be like a lot of upsets and kind of, it's fun, you know. The chance of upsets much higher than in other types of tournaments. Who's gonna stop Carlsen though? Seriously, it's gonna take somebody really high level to take out Carlsen. I mean, 2600, you know, is not gonna beat Carlsen. The random 2600. I mean, it's gonna take a Mamadjarov or someone really strong. If anybody's gonna beat Magnus, this format is just like great for Carlsen. I mean, it's kind of fast, time control. He just has great technique. He avoids like ultra sharp positions and plays technique. Against Dureyev, he like was slightly better with black in 15 moves. And what's looking like a kind of harmless position. On the surface, it looks like white is better or something, you know, when you first look at the position. And then you can tell that Carlsen had just, you know, massively prepared. This move looks strong for black, bishop f5. I'm not happy to see this move. He's developing with tempo, inducing me to play e4, which is kind of a disaster. I don't really want to play e4. Can I play queen d2, perhaps? Queen d2, queen c7, knight to d5 again. Man, I don't know. Nefedov. What's your rating? 1699 question mark? You have no classical games, Nefedov? That's amazing. I mean, we've played so many classical games. All right. I misplayed with queen d3. There's no question. I'd be better off playing you know, that other move, honestly, that I played. Knight b5 I was talking about is better than this. Oh man, I don't know what to do. e4, e5, like sack a pawn or something. This variation is not supposed to be good for black, but it would help to know the refutation. Bishop takes c6. I thought queen a4 was one line, and the other one I invented knight b5. What else you can do after rook b8? I don't know. Bishop g2 would probably be a sensible move. Better than what I played with queen d3. Okay, so he called my bluff, and now I'm stuck here. Knight e4. Knight e4 just drops a pawn, it looks like. Queen f3 maybe. This is super weird. This protects, but my position is not coordinated. My queen is in a very strange position. It doesn't look right geometrically. But I'm protecting my all-important bishop on c6. I don't like e4 weakening myself. I try not to create more pawn weaknesses. If I lose a pawn back, like the c4 pawn or something, or the b2 pawn, hopefully my position won't be totally ruined. But I don't like playing e4. I just have a lot of weaknesses. If e4, bishop h3, rook somewhere, I've got a lot of weaknesses around my king side. Plus my bishop is cut off from retreating back, which is the bigger problem. I mean, I can handle the weaknesses on the king side, but I can't handle my bishop getting like trapped on c6 or something, or having to go to a4, which is really bad. Spinal Tap Chess. What's up, man? It's been a while. I'm doing these streams so that you don't have to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning to hang out with me. You know, I mean, usually when I'm over here in Hungary, you know, the American players couldn't watch my streams because I was always streaming in the morning. So I thought we're gonna do, you know, do some streams where that's not the case. All right. Nefedov, bishop h3. I'm not sure that's a good move. Now he goes knight g4, and this is something I was concerned about, like right from the beginning when I played queen d3. This square is an issue, you know, basically. All right. You could play c5, then knight c6. Sorry, knight e5, and knight c6 is coming, but maybe it's not so bad. It would probably be best to develop my pieces somehow. I don't have much time left. So c5 doesn't feel right. Nothing feels right here. What was I gonna play? Knight e5 is threatened. I have multiple problems because of that. All right. Well, I mean, the pawn is going to be attacked by knight c4, so that's one way to get rid of it, you know? I mean, I don't really have another way of getting rid of that pawn. I don't like my position at all. Nefedov with 4 minutes. And very dominating kind of control of the game here. Lately, I haven't been getting myself into these time holes. I used to do this all the time on the stream. He wins a pawn back. Looks like he just wins his pawn back here. This was a kind of cheapo. Trying to trap his bishop on h3. Nefedov playing too quickly. Now he's going to have to find some kind of desperate compensation. Just one pawn for a piece shouldn't really be enough. Yeah, it was dirty cheapo. Can I block a person who insults you and he's a subscriber? Yes. No. Just talk to me about it, alright? Just talk to me about it. No, just tell me what's going on. Anyway, Yellow Dragoon. Oh, you can't play. Okay. Have a good day too, man. Alright, yeah, well, yeah, of course all my subscribers insult me. Don't block anybody who's a subscriber, but I'd rather, like, look into it. Please, subscribers, don't insult me. Alright. G4. Don't anybody insult me. I know that... Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I had a funny thing happen with my Blitz rating. The other day I was playing and I lost a bunch of points. I drew with like some 1500 who was playing, you know, like expert level. And I lost 50 points or whatever, but that's not really the issue. We had... Let's not get distracted here. I'm kind of short of time. I'm not that developed, you know. I've got to be careful here. So anyway, I was playing Blitz. A lot of lower rated players. Because, I don't know, I just randomly play in tournaments, and a lot of times I'm paired with like 1500s. What can you do? So I played too many people who were like too low rated, more than, I don't know, 600 points lower than me. And it pushed my rating deviation or whatever too high. Or not rating deviation, but I'll show you guys what I mean in a minute. Pre-move, queen takes g4. Did I pre-move? I didn't realize. It wasn't necessarily, you know, it wasn't like he was necessarily going to play bishop takes g4. He could have played something else, like maybe h5. Okay, I feel like he's on my e2 pawn now. Oh, he pre-moved king h8. Speaking of pre-moves. Oh, wow. All right. Nefedov is pre-moving now. He pre-moved back to king g8 and resigned. Oh, man, Nefedov. Time management school. That was ridiculous. All right, this is going to be fun to analyze this, guys. If you have a game you want to take a look at, and that includes you, World Loser, because you are like an unofficial subscriber, being our moderator here. Yeah, if you have a game you want to look at, send me in a message on lichess, because I'm using two machines, one for Twitch and one for lichess. Don't ask me why. It's just I have more monitor space, so it's easier for me. I have my old poker setup, and I have like 3 machines and monitors and stuff, so I like to have a lot of monitors. Anyway, it's hard for me to go back and forth from one machine to the other. So if you guys send me a message on Twitch, I'd have to like email it to myself to get it on the other machine. So please send me a message. If you want to look at a game, send the link to the game on lichess. Knight takes e7 check. Yeah. Anyway, what I was telling you guys was this. Here, if you look at my profile and look at my ratings, I've never seen this happen before. But if you go to my Blitz ratings, now it's not there anymore, but you see this here? Yeah, rating deviation. So I've played like 1,800 games, almost 1,200 rated games. If you look at my rating deviation, if you go over 110, the rating is considered provisional. It's so weird. So I got a question mark next to my rating the other day. After more than 1,000 games, my rating became provisional again. And I was like, what's going on? I thought somebody was like trolling me. But this was, I guess, because I was entering a lot of tournaments, playing a lot of people who were really low rated. And then I play a couple games and like withdraw because I didn't have time. And so my rating deviation went really high. And I thought, what the heck is going on? But so I have to play a certain amount of people who are, you know, like within so many rating points not to be provisional again. It's just crazy. Did you guys ever see that happen before? Yeah, well, let's take a look at this game though. I want to check the opening with Nefedov because this is just going to show my Blitz games now. All right. Nefedov played this gambit line, and I want to learn this again because I've looked at it 10 times and I still never remember what I'm supposed to do. It says I played with one mistake, but I was worse. You know, I'm like half a pawn down there according to the engine. But this should not happen. This is a very important variation. Take, 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 d6. Now you can decline this gambit. I have seen people play knight c2. So, or e3. You know, e3 is also possible. But I mean, just in principle, this is the right move. So let's see. Knight takes c6, b takes c6. Anatoly Karpov versus Veselin Topalov. Bishop takes c6. A very interesting little note there. My engine is saying like b3 and white is better. And that's only been played in like one game. It would be kind of cool to like play that move. One would assume it's actually John Ludwig Hammer against Melkumian from 2015. This was played. Wow. d5. Secret game. I mean, this seems like it should equalize for black right away. Bishop b2. John Ludwig Hammer hanging out with Magnus Carlsen, sharing the secret analysis or something. It doesn't look like a big deal, does it? This b3 allowing d5. The computer likes white better. Bishop a3. Counterintuitive. Maybe. You know, we'll take a closer look at this in the future. But anyway, let's see the principal continuation. So b takes, bishop takes, rook b8. Yeah, bishop h3 is a move there as well, but I think rook b8 is hands down better. Yeah, so the main move is bishop g2. And I was right about queen a4. And you can play bishop f3. And you can play my crazy move knight b5. Knight b5 has been played. But it was played by Hulak, the Croatian monster. I just made that up, but he is a renowned Croatian grandmaster now, senior. Knight b5 isn't really right. Yeah. So bishop g2. This is what you're supposed to do. That's a difficult move to find, huh? And then it's really the onus is on black to prove they have enough here. All right, well, for future reference, Nepomniachtchi played against Yakovenko, a draw. It looks like this is trending upward. All these guys, Erdos, Navarra played it twice. Wow, so it seems like this is for real. Like there's enough compensation for black. The computer is not convinced. Queen a5. Main line. How do we get developed? Aha, and now knight b5. That's why I keep forgetting knight b5. Now queen d3 is possible because I have e4 in the event of bishop f5. That's interesting stuff. This is a very important variation. I always find it a bit disturbing that someone so strong played those moves before. D6 was a blunder. It's not a blunder. It's been a sacrifice forever. I mean, I remember this being played against me like 30 years ago, probably. So, but it looks like it's, with modern computers, it's trending upward for black because the modern computers like this dynamic kind of position, and it looks like everybody's playing it. Queen d3 is the best according to Stockfish for what it's worth. And then your idea of bishop f5 is actually appropriate. Maybe appropriate. It makes you wonder, you know, would it be better to play queen d2 straight up? I mean, if queen d3, bishop f5, why not queen d2 straight up? That's, to me, like more logical. Yefimenko, George Meyer played this move. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's enough for today. We're going to analyze that to death at another time. We have any other challenges from subscribers here? I do suggest, yeah, I do thank you guys and recommend you subscribe. I appreciate it very, very much. For the price of a Subway sandwich, you can subscribe to my stream, and I would appreciate it. So actually less than the price of a Subway sandwich. It's, what is it, a 6-inch sub? IK Core 1, Ayasta, meet me there, who's a new player I've never played before. He's challenged me rated. Meet me there. I don't play rated on my streams. Too much love. I played a offhand game with today. He's also challenged me rated. I will play rated off stream, but I don't do it while I'm streaming because it's too much on my feeble brain to commentate and play seriously at the same time. My rating would be like 2300. So those guys, please re-challenge me to casual, and I will keep your place in line. If we don't have any other subscribers, not too many subscribers here right now that want to play at least. Benko style, yeah, no, this gambit, but there's a better, not better, but there's another form of this gambit before we play another game. You might want to try this line, Nefedov, knight g4, and here's a bit sort of improved version. Black now after e3, black plays d6, and this one you like white can't even take this because it just knight takes c6 here just gives black too much play. My friend played a game in this line in Zalakaros in May. I've played a couple games with black in this variation, but I don't find it very easy to do. I normally don't play this kind of symmetrical variation. But anyway, like if you like the idea of, you know, playing actively, then knight g4 might be for you. So, all right, guys, please submit a game for analysis. You can message me here, notification on lichess. If you want to look at a position we can analyze together during this subscriber stream, so that we're not just playing Blitz, we're doing other stuff as well. IK Corwin. All right, we're going to play him or her. I don't know. All right, we're up. So E4. Netflix and gaming. Welcome. We don't have too many subscribers actually watching the stream today. This is a stream just for the subscribers primarily, and they're not showing up today. I should poll them and ask them what the best day is for them. All right, Queen d6. I have attempted to play this variation. I even made a couple videos about it like 10 years ago, but the theory has advanced probably, you know, pretty far since 10 years ago. The main recommendation is for white to play g3 at some point. But I think that d4 is good to get in there. d4, a6 is the main line. There are other moves. c6, I believe. Now this one, I don't remember seeing bishop f5. It looks like it's playable, but at the same time, why doesn't anyone play it? I've seen Tivyakov go like c6 or g6 occasionally. It makes me think it's because of knight e5, but I'm not certain. And b7 could be left weak. IK Corwin. I don't remember our previous games, really. It's been a long time. Now, obviously, the queen can be attacked with knight b5 at some point, but I'm not sure that does anything. He's making, like, instantaneous moves. g4. g4 is interesting because I can play bishop g2. I mean, it seems kind of strong, actually. If the idea is to fianchetto anyway, I mean, we might as well do it with tempo. I might have had better, though. I'm not sure. This is not, like, devastating, but it looks like a pretty good Scandinavian for white. Now, h4, kind of classic style. Or bishop g2 followed by h4. If I play bishop g2 followed by h4, I think he's going to have problems. Can he play knight c6? I mean, that just looks like a terrible structure for black. Should I play h4 first, though? I don't see why not. Playing kind of fast. But Nefedov, you say you need to learn some openings, but you know, you're already improving your Schlechter. You're already improving your Schliemann variation. We've got you narrowed down now to a point in that line where you're basically playing the critical continuation. So this is a place to learn. IK Corwin just playing too fast here. We have different moves, rook h3, but that's a valuable piece, this bishop. And I mean, I have like knight takes f7, queen f3, looks like it wins by force. I mean, there is the crazy possibility of, wow. Queen f3, yeah, all right, whatever. I'm defending f2 as well. IK Corwin, I mean, the time control is 7 plus 3 you challenged me to. That's a lot of time. That's an extremely long blitz game. And you've only used, you know, you played too quickly. The interesting variation here, believe it or not, was queen takes d4, queen takes f7 check, king d8, and I didn't see, you know, a forced win for me. Probably it exists somewhere. But this is just losing a piece. But too quick. You know, you've got a lot of time. You should take your time. You play lots of practical games in the Schliemann, you know, and you're probably not, you know, getting a lot of people like me, you know, playing kind of like a main line. I would imagine you get a lot of like weird sidelines and stuff, playing random players, you know, who aren't professionals, probably with good practical results. I think the Schliemann is okay. Even the variation you played against me the other day, if you perfect it a little bit more, you were close against me to equalizing. I mean, I think it's a matter of like perfecting it. But you should also try some different lines there too. I prefer a different approach to your line in the Schliemann. But again, you found another perfectly playable opening. You just need to perfect it. BTW is my real name, by the way. I feel kind of weird for saying that, but the problem is this and this. Yeah, not the best game, but black simply playing too quickly. I'm curious, though, if this is playable for black. Bishop f5, his move. We did get a message. World loser wants to go over game. Awesome. Now I can take my pick on rooks. This way I trade the queens. I think the other way might even be good. So we're going to go over World Losers Analysis link that he sent me. And I'd like to look at this opening, though. You know, quickly, I-Core went wrong, but you know, I'm not even sure about my fifth move, if it was best or not. Knight c3, queen d6. I played knight f3. Actually, the more common move order is d4. I don't know if that, you know, really matters. But having played this a few times, yeah, I mean, the main line is a6, the secondary line is g6, and the tertiary variation is g6. It looks like even bishop g4 is played, and even the crazy knight c6. Bishop f5 is only played in 2 games. How bad is it? Well, hard to say. It's funny, Wang Zili played g3, or one of these guys played g3, and one of them played bishop c4. The computer likes bishop c4. I'm not that enthused about it, to be honest. So I've contributed a theoretical improvement to chess master theory here with knight e5, although I think most players would have played the same move. No. And the problem is this. I picked it off, man. G4. You know, so maybe it's best to play c6 here. And we transpose back into some kind of theoretical line. This may be some kind of Tivyakov. I don't see any Tivyakov games, though. That's not a good sign. If we don't see any Tivyakov games, probably not a good sign. This variation, bishop c4, e6, bishop f4, looks particularly dangerous. Obviously threatening knight g6. Kosintseva played. I guess queen b4 is like forced. And then Kosintseva bishop b3. So simply bishop b3. It just seems like a slightly improved knight d5? What is going on? So Kosintseva knows a lot of book. She's a well-prepared player. What would happen if knight takes c3, queen d2? What, this is some kind of better ending for white? What is this? Queen a5. No, you go with b takes c, keep the pieces on the board, and white has an advantage. But I like the way that, you know, he didn't play c6, so I immediately punished him with g4. So strong. Alright, this looks right. Bishop g6, and then I did h4. It was a tough call between h4 and bishop g2, but the computer agrees with me. I'm going to get like a perfect game, I hope. h4, bishop e4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, queen f3, and then I thought this was critical. Queen takes d4. As crazy as that is, I didn't see a forced win. Pretty insane, huh? Queen takes d4, queen takes f7, check. King d8, and then you're looking for like some kind of spectacular move, but the best the computer comes up with is knight d3, a well-rounded retreating move. Knight d3. And black's king is just chilling in the center of the board. Not really healthy. So let's check out the computer analysis. Did I get like a perfect game? I'm streaming it's 2 more hours till 9th. No, what am I saying? I started at 6:30. One hour more. 1.5 hours more. I've so far said it wrong twice. First I said 2 more hours, then I said 1 more hour. But the truth is an hour and a half. So I'm streaming till 9 p.m. Central European time. Amazingly, wow, check it out. Like, black is only 0.6 worse after this. I almost got a perfect game. I got one mistake. What was my mistake? Like my last move or something? Yeah, it was like I won the rook the wrong way. I didn't see queen e6. Oh my god. Or bishop e5 check. I was a materialist. Forced checkmate sequence. Oh no. Oh, that's crazy. The bishop comes to a3. Well, that's beautiful. Bishop e5 check. Only move. Bishop takes check. Knight takes. Because if knight d7, we were just taking and mating in 2. So knight takes, queen takes, king e7, and bishop a3, and queen d6. That's awesome. But the best move of all is this. Like, we're all going to get that wrong when we solve the problem. You know, I think I wouldn't have seen queen d7. I would have done like bishop takes, d6 check, king d8. You know, made it in like 2 more moves or something. This is awesome. Wow. So that's why I'm not perfect. All right. World Loser, let's take a look at what you sent me here. Lance 5500. Tough customer. Old Benoni. All right. So guys, if you're a subscriber or happen to be a moderator on my stream, you can send me a game to analyze, and I think it's a lot more constructive than just playing Blitz. I want to help you guys get better, and this is like the best way for me to do that. Wow, World Loser just took over. Last time he showed a game, he beat Tricks Only, and now he crushed Lance 5500. This is in 5-1 Blitz Casual. He's doing some kind of simul. Let me flip the board here. You must have grabbed it from Lance's history. Played so many games you had to grab it from his. Alright. So Lance is white and World Loser is black. You know, c5, this is an excellent move, I think. The lower the level you are at, the better it is. You know, c5 is a move that people like under 2000 probably have almost zero preparation for. And, you know, even at the master level, I think that people are underprepared. So I have a friend who plays this all the time. Welcome to my subscriber stream, guys. International Master Willam Paschall. Once a week I do a subscriber stream. We're going to do game analysis. But I'm flexible if you have other ideas going forward for the subscriber streams. I can incorporate other stuff. Tuesday we had a tournament for all the viewers. And I think we could do the same thing on a subscriber stream. You know, we have a subscribers only tournament. But I have like 25 subscribers. I think, you know, we would need like half of them to show up. And on one given stream, I'm not sure that we necessarily have more than like, you know, 10 subscribers who can be there at that time. So it's questionable whether it's really justified to have a subscribers only tournament. So anyway, moving forward, Lance knows that d5 is the only serious move. Of course, you know, a conservative player can play c3 or e3 here. No, like if white doesn't play c3 or e3, he can also play e4 transposing to the Smith-Morra. d5, b5. This is an extremely rare move. I know absolutely nothing about. After knight f3, knight f6, it would transpose to a normal kind of Benko, anti-Benko line. Alright. Some maniac played this against Kenkin with black. That's not a healthy idea, sir. Mr. Alias. Oscar Alias. You know, he's going to remain an alias. Against Kenkin to play this, you're just out of your mind. On another note, okay, it is interesting. It is a move that confuses people. I think not a bad choice in a fast time control. If it's like 5 minutes or maybe a rapid game, I could see playing this. But if Alias played this against Kenkin in a normal time control, I think he's out of his mind. On another note, okay, d5. So, you know, World Loser has to be faithful to his style. You know, knight f6 or e6 are the main moves here. Dvoretsky played e5 against me in a blitz game. There's like an echo suddenly in my room. in my office here. My game with Dvoretsky was this like very, very standard line: e5, knight c3, d6, e4, bishop e7, knight f3. I'm white against Mark Dvoretsky. Obviously, he's dead now. R.I.P. Oh, this isn't right. No, something's wrong here. Because I'm thinking of a different position. Wait a minute. Is that right? No, this is the right position. I think knight f3. Yeah, bishop g4. I think this is my game against Dvoretsky. I'm pretty sure. Bishop e2, bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, bishop g5, and that's Mark's idea. I mean, I don't know that he would play. There's a game against Vishwanathan in 1987. I don't think that, you know, Mark would necessarily play this in a long game, maybe, but it's a kind of an interesting way. Look how good, you know, Black scored pretty well here. So Vishwanathan couldn't win. Anyway, on another note, we'll go back to I'm going to turn off this analysis engine. It's just slowing down my computer. So, World Loser with c5, d5. I may have some lag. You know, Nefedov said what? I returned back from holidays. Didn't even manage to get changed. No lame jet lag excuse, though. Where is Mule Skinner lately? Making of regulars here on my stream. Yeah, I've got a really high ping. Really, really high ping. I don't know what's going on. Let's see what's running in my computer. Actually, my computer's acted a little weird since startup tonight. Maybe I need to free up some disk space or something. Okay. E4, A6. So all the good guys played A4 immediately. And that didn't appeal to Mr. Lance 5500, who launched into a central advance. Well, what can we do here with black, honestly? I don't know, e6 kind of, you know, I played the St. George a lot, World Loser. And I mean, e6 kind of appeals to me here. I just feel like you need to react in the center as fast as possible, because you've got to break up his center. I think, you know, I'm going to have to turn on the analysis engine again. Yes. I mean, bishop e7 is, you know, okay, a plan closely linked to e6, but, you know, I don't think you're going to do one without the other. If you play bishop e7, you're going to be playing e6. You must. It's not like optional, you know, like you must destroy his center, and e6 is the main way to do that. You know, you play d6, but once you do d6, you're weakening yourself a little more on the white squares. You know, I think I like this e6 a lot better. I know how World Loser plays. He plays very fast and practically. I prefer the e6. Okay, he's going to try maybe some kind of fianchetto. So you're going to end up in some kind of Benoni where you've played b5 very early, but he can always try to undermine you with one of these moves, you know. The fact that his knight isn't on c3 yet can still work to white's advantage. Maybe Windows Update got some viruses in my PC. I think I need to free up some disk space. I don't know, I haven't done so in a while. Alright. Bang. He's just trying to kill you, but not developing his pieces with that move. You know, now I'm all of a sudden of the... Actually, World Loser played against me and won with... What was it? The rat defense, World Loser? You got a very good rat-like kind of thing going on here with knight h6. Once he plays e5, he kind of like loosens these squares. I think that World Loser could think about knight h6 here. You know, in a position where it's kind of like a Gurgenidze Caro-Kann, maybe you don't have to play bishop g7 right away. But anyway, I mean, it's perfectly good. All right. So finally, Lance does something, you know, committal on the queen side. Yeah, I'm here. Maybe he could try to be more subtle. I don't know if he has time, but I like knight d2, knight takes c4 type of, you know, positional recapture. All right, knight d7, e6. This move is going too far, Mr. Lance. He's gone too far, and now he's not developing the rest of his pieces. Bang, you got to take it. He takes it, and now you're just... Oh, he doesn't take back. It doesn't matter. Knight g5. It's all good. You're just going to hack his knight off with your bishop on c8, and suddenly you have, like, pieces developed. He has nothing. You went knight f6. I mean, I obviously would have played knight b6 here. You know, because you're hitting his bishop. I know that it blocks your queen, but this looks really strong, man. I mean, I wasn't even looking at the computer readout. I mean, this move just makes more sense to me. You're hitting c4, you're hitting d5. You've got to be good here. Let's say d takes e6, d5, it becomes possible. Does he have some sort of trick if you do d5? Okay, he's threatening knight f7. And he, you know, you're actually not threatening to win a piece because of queen a4 check. President for life. You drew him in a simul. You mean you beat Lance? Yeah, he's obviously not unbeatable in the multiplayer 5+1 simul. He's probably got to play like 15 people, like playing basically Bullet or something. Thanks for hanging out with us again, Spinal Tap. Though, feel free to contribute. Yeah, you don't know Spinal Tap. Dibliavatra is new. Spinal Tap used to hang out with us at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was streaming in the morning, and it was 4 a.m. for him. That's his favorite time, basically, when everyone else is sleeping. Yeah, I'm surprised by World Loser's move here. Knight f6. It's not bad, but I mean, you know, your pieces are a little bit cluttered. You're going to go knight h6, obviously. Now this makes it easy. We just chop it off, and now, you know, okay, you have no bad pieces. Your knight's coming out through h6. You're going to castle and or play d5. Yeah, I mean, I guess he has queen a4 check, which is mildly annoying. Maybe it would be better to play knight h6, although still he has queen a4 check, so I guess it doesn't matter. Can't really prevent it, so forget about it. Queen a5 check doesn't do anything. Yeah, but this is... Okay, interesting. So he wants to check you with the bishop. What are you going to do? Put your king on d8? Yeah, this is surprising. No, he's still waiting. Okay. Now he goes rook e1. Oh shit, you took the pawn. I don't know if that's good. Yeah, I mean, this pawn, you've got to admit, you know, like Ancient Aliens, you've got to ask yourself the question, does this pawn actually, you know, make itself like more useful to you than to him? I mean, it's like a shield. You know, that pawn might be, you know, more valuable to you than to the other player in this position. Because at the end of the day, white gets pressure down the e-file, kind of compensating pressure for the sacrificed pawn. But if you don't take the pawn, one has to ask the question. David Childress from Ancient Aliens, one has to ask the question, is it better not to take the pawn? We're walking the king out to f8 anyway. I prefer that to d8. Okay, anyway, it's tough. In a fast time control, it's tough to decide, but I think it's an option. I'm surprised how long Lance held off on playing bishop a4 check around here. That's actually really inaccurate. He could have forced you to f8. He still just doesn't even bother now. Now you forced him, but at least you have king f7, which is a much... What? Oh no. Tactical blunder. You didn't miss a beat with that, man. Okay, so I'm expecting bishop a4 check king f7 here. The engine actually says king f8 is better. Sort of surprising. King f7. And he doesn't really have enough compensation, I would think. But you're a little... Well, the engine disagrees. You're a little bottled up in your development, so... We have to ask ourselves the philosophical question about that e6 pawn, I guess, in the long run. And World Loser got kind of lucky here. I guess that Lance dropped a piece with queen c5 check. And that's it. You know, now it's just a mop-up operation. And it doesn't look like there's going to be too much difficulty. Just grab material, and you're in there. Those knights are good. Like around here, I would think h5 would be tempting. I would think about clamping down with h5, h4 in this position. But it looks like you had it under control all the way. Okay, interesting game, man. I like the creativity you've shown here, but you know, the most interesting point really is that pawn capture. It's just an interesting question: should you take it or not? You know, because maybe you give him less counterplay. The game played out; he just dropped a piece. But if it had been a more tense situation, I wonder if it would have been the right decision. Okay, guys, as I talked about earlier, this is supposed to be a subscriber stream, so I offer first chance for subscribers. We don't have too many subscribers actually attending the stream today. There's only like 4. So we need more subscribers. Please subscribe. It's less than the cost of a Subway. Well, it's almost less than the cost of a Subway since it's a 6-inch sub to subscribe every month. You can afford it in most cases. If you can't, just watch my YouTube channel and hang out with us with a non-subscriber stream. But we've got challenges from Ayeste. Ayeste is not a subscriber, is he? I don't think Ayeste is a subscriber, but we're gonna play a few games with the non-subscribers as well, here and there. I'm also gonna do game analysis. We've got, after this game, sort of Nefedov is a subscriber, and Soltigo if we have time. He's a regular, but he's not a subscriber. Why am I getting this special message from Don't Do It? I know that he's challenging me, but why is that the only one that's down there? He's special? Any chance for game analysis? Yeah, Nefedov, we're going to do it next. We're going to do your game analysis next. I'm still going for another hour here. So, what am I going to play? Okay, I need to learn like the Najdorf for the Sveshnikov. I'm really getting bored of this only two systems I'm playing. Ayeste, did you play this against me before? It looks familiar. Yeah, this was the game we had before, right? Where I said that you should start playing e4 more often. Yes, played the non-subs also. There are not so many subs here today. Yeah, it's weird. Actually, of my subscribers, is anybody here from North America? Are there any subscribers from North America here? No. Well, Protagon, actually, where are you from? Are you from Europe or North America? Or some other place? Alright. What do I do? B5. Play for B5? I don't know. Maybe I should do B6. What did I do against you last time, Ayeste? We'll go Sergei Kudrin. Kudrin style. Kudrin likes to double Fianchetto and Dragon. It's a nice flexible setup for black. Just one of many ways for black to play here. I almost played a6 and I was like, nah, we'll do it differently. It keeps the pieces on the board, puts my bishops on the long diagonals, and kind of keeps the tension. You know, a6 is kind of a traditional way of playing. I think that most people know how to adapt to that with like a4 and try to lock the control of b6. Protagon is from Sweden. So we've got nobody from my American subscribers here today. they're in trouble. My North American subscribers are absentee. We've got a number and nobody's here. It's reasonable. Come on, it's like 2 in the afternoon. What are they doing? Working? I'm gonna have to tell them to quit their jobs just to watch my stream. Bishop b7. Yeah, World Loser. You know, obviously it's a really crazy opening you played, but I think there's stuff to take away from it. I really seriously would experiment with e6 instead of d6. You're real close to like a St. George there, and when White plays f4, the St. George is usually pretty good. Like White's kind of asking for too much in those lines usually. So I think when he goes f4, World Loser, maybe you should answer with the e6. This kind of position, you know, let's just imagine for a second that I had put my rook on e8. You know, would you play bishop h8? And the old me like used to do that routinely, but the newer me, I've kind of changed my philosophy about these kind of positions, and it always seems like when you do that, like rook e8, bishop h8, queen g5, queen f4, queen h4, White always gets a lot of play, you know. So it seems like it's better for Black not to react, you know. Just it's not real exciting, but it's better just to kind of keep the tension here. Now I'm thinking about knight e5. That seems like a weird move in a way. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Leaves him with the queenside majority, and he can simplify into this ending with the queenside majority. But you know, it probably equalizes to play knight e5 here. The other possibility is going knight a5, going for c4, more of a standard sort of dragon approach. This feels safer to me. Perhaps not ambitious enough. But again, I think it should equalize. A lot of times I prefer to try to play the correct moves. I mean, I'm not playing for rating points here. What would I do against Magnus Carlsen? You know, I probably would play knight e5. Am I going to change it, you know, because I'm playing Ayeste, who's rated 2000? Okay, I mean, I'm just, you know, trying to instruct you guys and help everyone improve. Should I think about knight takes f3? Would I play that against Magnus? No, because knight takes f3, bishop takes f3, king takes e5, like wins a piece for White. That's pretty nasty, so be careful. I've got to be practical. Ayeste drew me, I think, with this last game. Don't do it again. It is a subscriber stream, but I'm going to try to play as many of these games as I can. I've got you. Well, what happened to your challenge? Don't do it again. We probably have just about enough time, but I have to cut it close. I have an hour, so I think you'll be able to play. Did you unchallenge me? You can still keep your place there. We don't have too many subscribers today. But, you know, I said it was equal, but I still get a rook on the 7th here. Does my rook get trapped? The answer is most likely. If I play rook d2, we're going to get enveloped. But maybe we can sack the exchange. Knight h5 at g3 is very annoying. Therefore, perhaps another maneuver. My other brother. Knight d7. Sometimes the problem in chess is that you just have to play kind of boring moves. A6 is tempting though. Victory versus Bob Sakamana. Bob in a correspondence game. Where is Bob? Why is Bob not here? Bob, did you arrive yet? Bob is one of our North American subscribers, and I was just asking where are all the subs from the USA and such. I'd love to sacrifice an exchange, but I don't really have enough for it. This is an interesting structure when you get these double pawns and White has the queenside majority. It does create some imbalance. Of course, there are dangers that white can get a queenside majority going and have the upper hand in an endgame. But it's usually well compensated by your additional control of the center. It happens it's happened to me in the Nimzo Indian as well, or once I lost to Kiryakov on the black side of a classical Nimzo. Basically, Ayesta is like hoovering the board here. For those of you who are from Europe, I guess you know, like, Hoover is a vacuum cleaner company, an American vacuum cleaner company, and it's not as commonly associated here in Europe as it is in the United States. If I say hoovering the board, a European person might not know what I'm talking about. If I say it, you know, to Americans or North American people, they generally know what I mean. Knight b5, is this an issue? Probably. I don't know. I mean, it's probably approximately equal, but I do have an inferior pawn structure. I should have played this more dynamically somehow. I guess this should be okay here. Yeah, Dyson is more modern. I mean, I think it's more modern. It may be an older company, but I don't think so. Hoover's ancient, you know. Like, there were these awesome vacuum cleaners when I was a little kid. These retro vacuum cleaners. I just love it. But Ayesta is an expert. The vacuum system. All right. Well, what am I doing here? I mean, naturally, when you play a higher rated player, you want to, is this risky? Yeah, I guess crossing the street is risky. We're going to try to play a little aggressively here. Crossing the street is a risk that we take every day. But he's got a minute time lead. I'm glad this isn't a rated game. I'd be like, basically, very worried at this point. Maybe I should play a5. I mean, it does put my pawns on the correct color. Oh man, I think this is a bad move. Why not just king e6, king d6 there? It didn't even occur to me. I'm not in good form here. All right. I didn't even discuss or consider taking this. Maybe I should. But I know this is a draw. I mean, basically, what am I going to do? It is a draw. That's the reality of the situation. I mean, maybe black has a slightly worse end of it. I don't know. It's pretty hard to lose this for either. Actually, probably easier for black to lose. I don't know. Hoovering is well known across the world. There's a famous game I always show my students. It's kind of a very famous example of hoovering was Menchik versus Capablanca. This woman, she was, I guess, Russian, I'm not sure, but Vera Menchik was the strongest women's player, you know, in the previous part of the 20th century, the first half of the 20th century, and she played like Capablanca, I don't know, 7 times or something, and lost every game. But one of them, she came pretty close to drawing, where she basically tried to trade off all of Capablanca's pieces intentionally. It was very clear that it was like intentionally trying to trade off the pieces, and he won in instructive fashion by just basically, what am I doing here? Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I'm worse now, so I'm taking all the measures I can to make sure that I don't lose. Now, knight b5 check shouldn't be all that devastating, but he does have dark square weaknesses. King is pretty far away. Now he's in danger of losing a pawn. Fixing the pawns on the wrong color but most importantly this pawn. He wasn't really supported. Now he loses that pawn, and he's probably losing. I am only up a doubled pawn, but at the end the square is going to be important. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sort of panicking here. This probably wasn't the best way to play this. Almost certainly I should try something else. Because now I have no way to break through. I was probably winning, but now it looks like a draw. There's just simply no way in. Alright. Momentary lapse of consciousness. Good idea to trade off your knight there. Good game, Ayeste. I think I was just winning, though. Okay, you didn't have to lose the game. I mean, you kind of pushed too hard. You know, I don't really deserve to win this game. I was just like going in holding mode when you dropped a pawn, but this should be winning for me. I wanted to go king c6, king c5 here, and for some reason I hesitated. I wasn't sure what the best move was. Bishop a6 also crossed my mind, but I was concerned that my knight, I forgot my knight has a simple square to go to. Yeah, bishop a6 followed by knight c6, and I get a knight to d4, and that's probably winning. Okay, poor execution by me. Guys, it's a subscriber stream, so I'm mostly playing the subscribers. Bob, is Bob here? Bob is not in the building. Alright. Not enough subscribers. I promised Nefedov to analyzing his game. I promised Nefedov to analyzing his game. So we're going to analyzing his game. Alright. Wow. Nefedov, what is this? 2020 classical against an FM. A new Lithuanian FM. And Nefedov took him out in classical chess. The guy probably reported Nefedov as a computer or something. I mean, he's got 18 cent pawn loss now. He's got 2 inaccuracies. Not a perfect game, but a really good quality game. 18 cent pawn loss is, you know, I'm happy if I come down with 18 cent pawn loss in a game. All right. So we need to flip it though, because Nefedov is black. Nice job, man, taking out the FM. It's casual, unfortunately. The 4 knights. Yeah, Rubinstein's free maneuver. This is probably the best line for black. So he plays bishop c4. I mean, castling is another option. Bishop a4, I think, is the main line. You can even take as like a forced draw. This is a draw variation. Knight takes d4, pawn takes d4, e5, pawn takes c3, pawn takes f6, etc., etc. Oh, okay, knight takes e5. That's actually probably the sharpest. So it looks like this isn't played very often nowadays. Queen e7, huh? I didn't realize this was so strong for black. Queen e7 right away. I mean, this variation was kind of more unclear before computers really came on the scene. But I'm not sure where the status of this is. Alright. That should be examined, though. I don't play really either side of the 4 knights, because even when I play the Petrov, I'll typically play like knight f6, bishop b4. So this is an opening that I actually know very little about. Bishop b5, knight d4. Bishop c4. Knight takes f3. I had this position, oddly enough, once with white in a tournament game against a friend of mine who played here c6, I believe. Or maybe bishop e7. I don't remember, but he sacked a pawn. Was it bishop e7? d6 is a little slower, but solid. Yeah, here the guy played h3. That's apparently book too. So white doesn't castle too quickly here, keeping the option to castle long. What's up, guys? G-Man. The last G-Man subscribed using his Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you, man. You're our first subscriber for today. G-Man, you're welcome to challenge me to a game if you want to. Subscribers have first dibs. You're halfway through this, more than halfway through the stream here. We're going to be streaming for about another 50 minutes. On these subscriber streams, once a week, I usually analyze games, as well as like play blitz with different people. White played h3, bishop e6. You're playing like Zoltan Gimeshi. Not a bad player. Volkmar Dinstuhl. I lost to that guy in a painful game. Okay, d3. Bishop e7. Yeah, now this move I don't like, Nefedov. You're never supposed to do this. Basically, trading that good bishop for his bad bishop should only be done if there's some kind of benefit for you. If he takes on e6, you bring this pawn toward the center where it controls, bring the pawn toward the center that controls the center better for you. So this is one of those situations where you're supposed to keep the tension. It's actually bad to play bishop takes c4. So that's the situation here. The other option you have is going back. This position, it looks like your move d6 is the main line, but I'm not sure it's the only move. As I said, I swear my friend played this against me. I think I tried to grab a pawn. Salomensu did this. I swear this was my game with my friend, and I grabbed this pawn, and I actually drew. Salomensu is like a really strong blitz player, but it looks like he didn't win this game because of the opening. He won this game because his opponent was like 2200, he was 2430. But actually, Stockfish thinks that black is fine here. You know, I had a big problem in my game where I was concerned that black had a lot of compensation. So I'm not sure about this. There are some other options, but d6, okay. The only time I ever played the 4 knights in my life was that game. d3, bishop e7 would be right. You took here. This is a big positional mistake. You know, you've got to watch out. Now he'll go like bishop g5, trade the bishop. You'll have a bad bishop. He'll have a strong knight. If you want to take away that square from him on d5, you're going to have to weaken yourself along the d file, which is going to leave him with enduring pressure. And you won't have any compensation or counterplay. You're basically just going to be left in a situation where white has all the fun, and you're just like having to passively defend. So I would be very careful here. I mean, you could even consider h6 to stop bishop g5, but it may be too slow. +1 to my USA Lunchtime Watchers group. The last G-Man. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know where my American streamers, subscribers are. We've got nobody from the US, really. Okay, so queen d7. You know, the engine's suggestion here to play knight d7, Nefedov, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you want to free yourself. You have less space. He has this Marazzi kind of like spatial bind on the position. And the problem with bishop g5 is just this. You know, maybe in reality, yeah, Saric Igor. I guess there's 2 Sariches. I'm not even sure if that's this. This is probably a different Saric. There's some strong players now, but 2000 is a long time ago. I'm not sure that was these guys. Bishop e3 or bishop g5. But bishop e3, you know, maybe this is a mistake. He doesn't really want to trade dark square bishops here. So this move is much more like flexible for white. It could just kind of keep you under pressure for the rest of the game. I think this is a mistake. You could go knight d7 and try to trade pieces. He should probably go back and not trade pieces. But you basically got a free move, and you can also play bishop g5 to trade off your bad bishop. So queen d7 is a slight positional mistake, I think. While not a terrible move. You see the writing on the wall here. Now you had to make another artificial kind of move. White is better. And you're getting some counterplay here. So we'll see what happens. He goes for the trade. And it looks like he's got a pleasant position, as I said earlier. But I like the way you didn't castle and played a6 for sort of dynamism. And that obviously created some problems for white. You know, he's not expecting you to do this. This was really nice, combative way of playing the position. If you just did what you're supposed to do, castles and whatever on the same side, you know what? Let's go back a minute and think about this position. You know, I mean, white has the kind of, again, the positional bind. Why does he have to castle queenside here? You know, why not castle kingside? Wouldn't it be a lot safer for white to play the position like this? And then there's no more, like, dynamism, no more opposite colors, you know, opposite side fun. White just has a bind, and you don't have any real counterplay. I mean, you can still try to do a6 and b5 like you did, but it's obviously not as effective because he's castled on the other side. So I think his decision to castle queenside may be kind of risky, you know. But, you know, it was good that you didn't just react routinely. And now you got a lot of play. Nice job. You tied him down, and now you castle. You got, maybe you can kick him out with c6. You have f5. In the long run, his king is going to be getting toasted on the dark squares. Nice. Nice job. He didn't sense the danger, or maybe it was just too late. Here, though, maybe a wrong square. Queen b7 looks interesting because you want to keep b6 for your bishop. I really think you want to keep the square for your bishop. The computer agrees with queen b6, of course, because I said queen b7 was better. But all right, and then yeah, I mean he could trade queens because he's on c6. It should probably be about equal. He plays c3, and you check, knight c2, and now it's complicated again. You could consider queen f4 there, but I agree. Your structure would be compromised. So now he's allowed you some chances with x maybe. There's the a3 pawn. I guess he forgot about it. Yeah, you could immediately play d5, it looks like, with real strong counter chances. But overall, I mean, you know, you made some slight inaccuracies. This was a really good concept, what you did. You know, now he's getting killed on a3. Yeah, here probably we have to find something better. Not easy, though. He's got a grip on f5. It's hard to uproot the e4 square. Wow, this is tough. Tough to make progress. White was really still in the game. This is an excellent move, you know, and plan in general, which I talked about once on the stream. So he's just dead now. I guess this was a mistake. What about h6 or something like that? Could he play like h6? I guess not. There's no time. He just has to take back on b4. So Nefedov, good job, man. I think a good conceptual game. You beat a strong player here. Not perfect, but you know, your practical decisions were good for the most part. All right, let's move on. Fishing Professional, Pato, and Don't Do It. I'm going to play those guys before the end of the stream. We got 40 minutes left, so if one other player, if a subscriber wants to play, Soltigo also has a game analysis. He's been waiting. He's not a subscriber, but he's broke. Fishing Professional. No, we will analyze Soltigo's game. You know, we've got 40 minutes left. That's enough for 3 games and a game analysis, and maybe one more thing if one of the subscribers wants to do something. I don't know why I played this particular move order. I'm just actually a little bit distracted. I'm doing the game analysis. Normally against f5 I play d3, but I don't know why. I was just like, alright, I'll play something else. I play everything. A lot of different lines against the Dutch in general. Let's go into a mainline Dutch here for something new and different. I mean, you'd love to play like h4, h5, but that works better if I haven't put my knight on f3. Unfortunately, this is something that does work if you can play knight h3, knight f4. Fishing professional is pretty fast, but a lot of people know the Dutch. I used to always play this main line. I have a lot of games in ancient history. c6 is no longer the main line. It was at one time, but it's probably more common to play queen e8 and other lines like knight c6. You see quite a bit. The c6 is still probably a main line in terms of theory. Once I played the very strange move queen a4 in this position, but that's not really natural. Knight e4 doesn't work because of knight takes e4 and knight g5 type of ideas. I had a strong friend of mine, a very, very strong FIDE master who was almost IM strength, and he used to play this for black. So I had a lot of practice playing this variation against him a long time ago. Is Dutch formation bad for white if white play King's Indian attack? Not bad for white if white plays King's Indian attack against the Dutch. It's a kind of complicated question. I mean, I guess it should be playable against almost everything, but it feels like, yeah, it feels wrong, like, to play King's Indian attack. But I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing, you know, there, in that line that I'm talking about. I'm talking about playing knight f3, f5, d3, and we want to play a little more dynamically than just a standard King's Indian attack. Playing for e4. Basically what white is trying to do is get like an improved Lisitsyn. Lisitsyn is like a gambit, knight f3, f5, e4, which is also playable for white, but you know, pretty well researched and whatnot. So by playing knight f3, f5, d3, we don't want to play like a routine King's Indian attack. We want to try to play e4 maybe as a delayed gambit and get some pressure. But these positions, it's been a long time for me. At one point I started playing 2 knight c3 against the Dutch, and so I don't really often face this lately. I've kind of forgotten how to play. This is always an interesting question about this piece. Is it a good bishop? Is it a bad piece? It's kind of a problem bishop. So in this situation, I thought maybe if I can drive him back to c8, it's worthwhile to play knight g5. Looks like he's weakened the white squares a little bit. If I could get an e4. It looks interesting to play e4 right away. I mean, it is a blitz game, so c'est la vie. But this may be a little too straightforward. Perhaps I should wait, you know, and try to build up my position somehow. I don't know. It just feels a little too direct. But black played f4, and you know, superficially I calculated this is good for white. I'm not really sure now, you know, looking at it the second time, but my plan was to do this. I saw this and I thought, okay, it's good for white, but maybe it's not so clear, you know. God, I love the way that Kramnik plays. Did you see what he did in the match round 2 at the World Cup? I just want to play like Kramnik. It's unbelievable. Like, he makes people look ridiculous. Kramnik, he understands chess in an amazing way. He played the line that I've been playing occasionally against Yellow Dragoon here on my stream. Very simple double fianchetto setup against the King's Indian. And yet another player doesn't play c5 against him. All these guys play like e5, like a standard King's Indian type of setup against Kramnik. And why doesn't anybody do that against me? Like, it's so weird. Okay, should I trade queens? Kramnik is just in heaven in this position. 2 bishops. The position's starting to open up a little bit. We have white squares, but it's not so easy. I kind of feel like maybe I should have avoided the trade of queens there. I've got to watch the F file, and this knight move obviously is kind of problematic. But, like, what happens if I play this semi-obvious defensive move? It's almost like I'm asking for it. I think I made a crazy decision doing this, but we'll see. I'm asking for it with this, but I want to stop knight d4. Whoa, knight g4. Crap. Okay. But if I play h3, f3, bishop takes f3, what the heck is going on? Fishing Professional played quickly, but I don't know how much he actually calculated here. f3, bishop takes f3. Rook takes f3, g takes h, and I'm a pawn up. Kramnik is in heaven. But now it may like be there may be no way back. I mean, he doesn't really have a choice. Now he's just dropping this pawn. Or is he? Well, he has knight d7. I'll just take on g7, f3, bishop takes f3. He can't take 2 pieces at once, basically. We snapped a pawn off. But his, okay, now he's just gone into panic mode. Panic mode. A lot of people aren't used to the increment time control. Guys, we have half an hour left on the stream. Kramnik is just unbelievable. And you know how simply he beats people with like no risk. In another one of those games, he's done this numerous times now. If you look at the game he won most recently, he's done this to numerous players, you know, in these simple positions. Okay, looks like Fishing Professional is down 2 pawns, but he has a tiny bit of activity. I've got to be alert and stay active. Bishop e3, bishop d2. Yeah, that's a problematic move. What am I going to do now? Bishop e1. I'm getting tied down. I didn't want this to happen. Whoa. Is he even calculating that? Oh my god. He played this move like instantly. So now I'm like losing? I'm just like losing now. Great. He played knight takes g3 instantly. He calculated rook takes d4. Or was he just lucky? I didn't see knight to e2, check and take. Maybe it's not that clear. Maybe I have some compensation. Or maybe I'm just a genius. Because knight takes f1, rook takes d4. What? An accidental genius? He's got nowhere to go. Oh my god. I swear to God I didn't see it. It's trapped. Wow, I'm so lucky. I mean, I think I was just... it's total luck. I did not see that. He's pretty strong for 1600 though, I have to say. Now I had another hallucination, but it probably doesn't matter. I thought I could go here. No, I thought I was going to take the h6 pawn or something. We've got to be thoughtful. We're going to lose a pawn back. Maybe b4, b5. We can afford to give a pawn back, I suppose. We only have half an hour left, guys. My stream here. Just barely winning this game. Almost by complete luck. He resigned. I might not have seen it the way I'm playing. Wow. I mean, I was so lucky there. He just outcalculated me. And then we were just, by pure chance... Right. So this is the best move. At this point, I had to play king h2 or something like that. I blundered with bishop e1. He plays knight takes g3, bishop takes a5, and now this is actually a losing move. If he plays bishop a7, he actually just keeps the pressure and he's going to be at least equal. I'm going to have to give up the exchange, it appears. Anyway, ironically. So fishing professional is a pretty dangerous customer there. Pato, and I want to take a look at Soltigo's game. Then we'll play those last two blitz games. So I was underestimated him there, 2 pawns up. I fell asleep, and suddenly I'm like struggling to survive. All right. This is a game that Soltigo played with white. He's a regular here on my stream. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing you can do in this position. I mean, you can castle, but then after knight c6, you can't avoid the King's Indian. Roman, who I talked about earlier, and I analyzed this position quite a bit, and Roman was a big advocate of d takes c5, but honestly, this variation, I don't know. I mean, Gingy had really good technique, you know, and he could kind of grind people down, average masters down into sort of boring symmetrical position, but I you know, I'm not real like excited. Look at the results here. Mamedyarov draw, Aronian lost, Anish Giri lost, Sargsyan draw. I mean, okay, maybe white just doesn't know what they're doing, but so you kind of have to play d5 is my point. You know, if you're going to play the white side of the g3 King's Indian, you have to be ready to play. My friend here, Zlatko Ilinčić, lost with Smirin in 2000. Smirin is pretty much dangerous on any fianchetto opening. Now a3, this is some kind of really non-book move. Soltigo just leaves book. You're supposed to play castles. All right, a3. It's a little too passive, and also, you know, well, I mean, okay. The problem is you're not normally going to be playing b4. I mean, usually black is playing like b5, and you're having to play like b3 later on and support your structure here. You know, that's the typical happening in these kind of lines. Well, first of all, I mean, knight a6 in the first place is not exactly the most common move. I mean, e6 is a mainline Benoni. So I don't know. It's kind of a sideline. Right now, you know, the guy can go bishop f5, and you're just losing a tempo. So this is a very bad move order. Now you have rook b3, which isn't as bad as it was a minute ago. And black goes psycho. This is Lance 5500. Oh, you just felt like you get another Lance game in there. We're bashing on Lance. Zlatko, what? We'll play a second table. Oh, he plays for your club. Okay, we'll give him my regards because he's a good friend of mine. Please tell him that I said hi. Okay, because we're good friends since a long time. He's a really good player. He was Yugoslav champion at one point, and I don't know what happened. I mean, he's lost a lot of rating points. He's not quite the player he once was, but he knows a lot. Probably the strongest player I know who's under 2400. He's a fighter, Zlatko Linčić. So anyway, we've got Lance 5500 here. C takes B, knight takes B, knight takes B, rook takes B5, castles. And what's going on here? So Soltigo should be losing his central pawn. Very sloppy play in the opening, Soltigo. Yeah, now what happened now? You missed this monster move. Wow, knight d4. It's black's play. What am I talking about? It's black to move. Knight d4. That's a typical kind of automatic recapture situation. There's a line I'll show you guys after this. Another position where automatic recaptures. This move is just brutal. That's devastating to black. It would have saved you completely. He snaps your pawn, and now queen a4. Still, you should play knight d4. That's a huge idea to get the knight to c6. You eliminate his bishop, maybe. You're attacking his rook. Just wasn't really on your radar. I think the thing is, Soltigo, you play a lot of different openings, maybe too many different type of openings, and you need to kind of narrow it down so you get more comfortable with one sort of structure. You know, you don't have that much familiarity with certain patterns within the openings you play because you're playing too many different things. I mean, here the d4 square. Zlatko would have played knight d4 100%, you know, in this position. 100%. I mean, that's a huge knight coming through on d4. It's a typical idea in the g3 Benoni. Zlatan. All right. Slavic names. Queen a4, rook a5, queen b3, bishop e4, bishop g5. So you're basically almost dropping a piece there. Are we dropping a piece? Bishop takes f3 and rook takes g5? Am I missing something? What? What am I missing here? Okay, this was game. Bishop takes f6. So we have furious captures. What happened here? Black should recapture on g5. Okay. Recapture on g5 and just be a pawn up. That's the best. And so, yeah, where did this go wrong, really, for black? Whoops. Oh, mate in 9. Lance must have been in massive time pressure here. He's playing for mate. White has mate in 9. That's crazy, queen b2 with a double threat. That's game. Well, Got to give you credit, Soltigo. You hung in there, and you found a fantastic position to take Lance out. All right. Let's play these last two games while I have time. Quickly now. Center T players are... Wow, Gurgiev. That's a strong board one. Rabrenovich. Rabrenovich was actually playing on my stream. He was visiting my stream for a while. I don't know if he told you about it, but he was actually here in the springtime, taking part in my stream. I don't know the other guys. I've heard of Shredoyevich, and obviously Kirill Gurgiev is world famous. That's awesome. Good team. Didn't you just have the Serbian team championship? Didn't they just have the team championship there? Wasn't it just played? Okay, so Rabrenovich was your trainer. You just have it, right? I'll just say the same thing 100 times. Expecting him to like answer instantly. Pato 444. I play the Kavalik system too. Alright, well, how many games do I have with Zlatko in this line? Usually I'm black against Zlatko in this variation. Yep, this is our game, man. Ilincic versus Paschall. I can't remember what the best line is for white. This is a tricky move. I don't really know what the status is. Pato uses no time. For a second I was having a heart attack. I thought it was rated, and I'm like a minute behind on the clock. Losing my voice. Anyways, is knight b5 a good move or not? Is my knight getting trapped? You know, I never play this for white. I'm just repeating what people have done against me. And I'm wondering, is this right, what I did? Knight b5. The knight gets kind of trapped there. Probably best not to get my knight trapped on b5. I had to kind of adjust myself to this position because as I said, I've never really played this for white. I just picked a random variation. But Pato, this guy's only used 22 seconds so far. He's gonna crush me. Bishop d2. It's like a weird move, blocking my own knight. And knight d2 allows knight d5. I'm going to get killed if I let him play knight d5 against me. Have to be extremely careful here. Fight for the c3 square. Not let him get a knight in there and devastate my position. I've never played this player before. He seems very strong for 2000. I mean, 2000 is a respectable rating, but he's making me look bad. I don't really know what I'm doing. I feel like black's slightly better in this position already. His queen is awkward. I mean, I played this, but again, usually with black. I should probably just develop my pieces. PerpetualCheck.com, that's the first Serbian league. Nice name for the... Look at this guy. He's like a monster. Don't want to play any rated games. I'm in a lot of trouble here. The only question is, where is his queen going? Ultra Bullet 1834. Bullet 2100, that's strong. So he's a good bullet player. I'm going to have to find a way to blockade here. Maybe knight c4 first. I hate my position. Black's clearly better. Black's played like perfectly. Like a GM, basically. I mean, his blitz rating, he's actually lower than his bullet rating. But that's not that common. I mean, he doesn't have too many blitz games at all, though. So he's probably much stronger than 2037. I mean, he probably should be like 2200, judging by the way he's played so far. Now it's time to not panic with white, I guess. We could play queen d2. We have no threats, but we're sort of hanging on barely. It looks like I'm hanging on barely here after queen d2. Black is playing like a monster. Guys, we have time for one more game. I promise, don't do it a game. Then I've got to take off. Is there something... No, my original plan was e4, but I'm not sure... Well, like, you want me to play it like previous move? Yeah, I mean, the thing about e4, it's kind of committal. I thought about not taking this. Maybe the best policy. That's why I didn't do it. My original plan was to play e4. To answer your question... Yeah. I mean, I think that was my plan. To play e4 and take. It's a simpler solution. It might be better, but I was scared that that ultimately it might not. I'm still scared. But maybe I can just kind of get into a sort of wrestling match here, and he just doesn't have a way to break through. Knight f6. Goodness. Knight d3. I'm just waiting for my queen to be trapped or something in the middle of the board. Look how strongly this guy plays. Okay, he has some problems now with b4 and c5, maybe. I'm sure he'll address that shortly. But he's playing like a GM. I would say Black's playing like a GM. I mean, honestly, a very sophisticated variation. It looks like he's playing GM strength. 2037, I don't think so, man. I mean, you're just way too good for that. This is no 2037. We can try to kick him out, but he's going to be hurting me soon. Brutal maneuvers. I'm just lost almost. I don't even have a move. Knight back to e5. I guess I have to go back to e5. I'm getting tortured here relentlessly. This move is nothing but a cheapo, basically. Black playing like a monster. Another terrific move. I'll be resigning soon. Okay, knight d2. Does that lose by force? Probably. Yeah. Got bishop takes e5. I'm basically in Zugzwang. Your basic Zugzwang. This will take a little bit of pressure off of my d4 pawn. So, for whatever that's worth, I need that, to not lose immediately by force. I feel like I'm playing like a 2500 player. If he's capable of playing like this. Oh, I just dropped a pawn. Okay. Forgot that was protected. Good. That's it. Dead. Deadsville. Now I'm just down a pawn for nothing. against a bullet player who's quite strong. Maybe I sack the pawn for compensation. To get some activity with rook a5. This is so stupid. Alright. Maybe bishop f1 or something. This guy is a monster. I mean, 2,000 is absurd for his rating. He would be like 2,200 at least. And that's like modest. I mean, $2,037 in my experience is much weaker than this. Another tactic. All right. Yeah, it's like I'm playing a GM, and a good one too. I'm surprised he didn't have like bishop takes d4 there. And this guy is ridiculously strong. Just brutalizing me. He's threatening mate on h1. He missed queen takes h3, winning by force. Oh. Yeah, he's probably not used to increment. I mean, I would think. He would be devastating. He would be devastating in a slightly faster time control. You know, obviously I'm a dead man. So, really strong player. All right. Don't do it. He's also very strong. He won our viewer tournament. Guys, this is last game for today. I've got to go, so thank you for joining me. And Don't Do It is... he's tough. He's probably going to take me out. I've never played him before. No, I did. I lost in the Grand Prix attack. I forgot. It was in the simul. Don't Do It. Are you with us? I've got to go, so hurry up, man. Ironically, the last opponent, I was expecting to be stronger in bullet,